This is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good afternoon. I'm Ray Collins in for Scott Dennis. The man suspected of leaving the scene of a crash on I-75 that injured 3 children has been charged with DUI and 10 other counts. The other driver and 3 kids in the SUV were injured after the FHP says that this man, Bill Catherwood's pickup truck, rear-ended an SUV last night in southern Hillsborough County. The SUV went in the median and overturned. Troopers said they later found the truck abandoned about 13 miles away in Manatee County. They also charged the suspect with leaving the scene of the accident. Developing overnight, an investigation is now underway into 3 vehicle fires that happened Christmas night in Venice. Fire officials say they found a Nissan with smoke from the trunk on South Warfield Avenue about 6:30 p.m. Then around 10 p.m., firefighters once again were called to the same address for smoke in the area, where they found 2 vehicles parked next to a building heavily engulfed in fire. Crews were able to get the flames under control, which prevented the fire from entering the building. Both incidents are under investigation. An update now on 2 new roundabouts on US 41 in Sarasota. Crews are now going to remove the center median between 10th and 14th Streets. The median has to be demolished to make way for a temporary southbound traffic lane during construction. That traffic will shift in a couple of weeks to avoid the extra holiday traffic right now. Construction will continue until July of 2019 for the new roundabouts at 41 and 10th and 41 and 14th Streets. Let's check the forecast now from First Alert meteorologist John Scalzi.
Hey, Ray, we're looking at some pretty nice conditions out there. Interesting weather day. The Lakewood Ranch webcam placed into motion shows that we started off the morning with a little bit of cloud cover. That cloud cover actually kept the temperatures up a little bit this morning. And then as we head into the afternoon, we're looking at a little sunshine mixed with some fair weather clouds later in the day. Okay, temperatures across the region. Generally, we're looking at temperatures in the 70s in inland areas, 69 degrees Longboat Key. A lot of cloud cover out there. The cloud cover mostly to the north, but we'll see that cloud cover return, I think, a little later in the day. Temperatures, interestingly enough, are a little bit below where we were 24 hours ago by about 5 to 7 degrees. Now, this morning, interestingly enough, we were actually a few degrees above where we were 24 hours ago. And the reason for that is the cloud cover kind of kept the nighttime temperatures a little bit warmer. But without the cloud cover now and with that colder air draining in, I think we'll probably top it out about 4 or 5 degrees cooler than we were 24 hours ago, coming in at about 75 for an afternoon high. And then as we head into the evening hours, cloud cover will return and we'll bottom it out, I think, a little drier and a little cooler. We won't see much in the way of rainfall from the clouds, by the way. Some much cooler air on the move, headed in our direction. Talk about that in a few minutes, Ray.
Thank you, John. Talk to you soon. The hashtag It's So Cold is trending on Twitter, but not in Florida. The rest of the country, though, not so lucky. ABC's Ryan Burrows shows us how lucky we should feel to live in the Sunshine State.
In Minnesota, temperatures rising above 0. Much better than yesterday when the temperatures near the Canadian border dropped to 37 degrees below 0, shattering a record set back in the 1920s. In Milwaukee, the homeless are struggling to find a warm place to sleep.
I wrap myself up in as many sleeping bags as I can. It's cold at night, man. It really is. And down here, especially on top of concrete.
In Chicago, frozen pipes bursting, causing flooding in neighborhoods and icing streets. Crews using fire to keep the area heated while they work. In Erie, Pennsylvania, more than 5 feet of snow, shattering records.
Today we'll be out probably 10, 15 hours easily. We've been out since 2 in the morning.
It's so deep the National Guard has been called in. In Oswego County, New York, a state of emergency declared after a record 62 inches of snow.
This is a little too early compared to what we normally get. You can't do nothing about it. Yeah. Move it.
The forecast from Minnesota to New York all the way south to Dallas calls for frigid temps through the new year. Ryan Burrow, ABC News, Chicago.
Other news now, plans are moving ahead to demolish one of Manatee County's most historic homes, even though some are trying to stop the wrecking ball still. Charles Covington and his sons built this home about 100 years ago. It's on 11th Avenue West in Bradenton. Plans to rehab the house were dropped during the recession 10 years ago. Well, some preservationists say it should be saved since it's the county's oldest home built by an African American, but many neighbors say it's a rundown structure now that's a drug haven for dealers and the homeless. No word yet on the demolition plans from the city of Bradenton. With New Year's Eve this Sunday, local firefighters want to offer a few reminders on making it a safe start to 2018. Today, we had a chance to stop by Fire Station number 1 in Sarasota. Sarasota's Fire Chief Michael Regnier says although this time of year is considered one of the most exciting, it could easily turn out to be one of the most dangerous as well. Fireworks and sparklers can reach up to 1,800 degrees, and if not used correctly, it can cause serious injuries and burns. All fireworks should be purchased from licensed vendors only. We'll have more news after this. Stay right there. The Noon News continues after this.
A decade of war has taken an unprecedented toll on our men and women in uniform.
Hundreds of thousands of our veterans are suffering from the trauma of war.
At Justice for Vets, we believe that every veteran should have the opportunity for treatment and restoration.
Get involved and go to justiceforvets.org.
Help put treatment within reach of veterans in crisis.
Veterans fought for our freedom. Now it's our turn to fight for theirs.
For the last decade, S&S Motorsports of Sarasota has built custom high-performance vehicles for demanding clients worldwide. They're now bringing their 50-plus years of combined build expertise to the parts business. SRQ Performance Parts is your one-stop shop for all your performance parts and accessories.
Credit card debt can ruin your life. If you owe $10,000 and minimum payments are siphoning away your paycheck each month, you can get debt-free in less time than you think.
I've paid $800 a month for the past 3 years and haven't changed the balance on my credit card.
Get debt-free now has a program to reduce your debt, stop the harassing phone calls, avoid financial ruin, and settle for less than you owe.
I feel like a huge weight has been lifted off my shoulders.
You're pre-approved for our special hardship program if you owe $10,000 or more. Upon payment of your new lower balance, your debt will finally shrink until you are debt-free.
My family no longer has 30 years of payments ahead of us at 20% interest.
There's no fees until you see results. So call now, make one monthly program payment and free up your cash. Resolve your debt.
Call 800-628-1251, 800-628-1251.
It's the holiday sales event here at Alex Karras Lincoln. Drive a brand new 2017 Lincoln MKX Sport Utility for $349 per month, or Lincoln's flagship, the 2017 Continental, for $449 per month. We have a great selection of certified pre-owned Lincolns. These vehicles have warranties up to 100,000 miles and come with complimentary roadside assistance. Alex Karras Lincoln, affordable luxury. Winner of the prestigious 2015 President's Award, serving Florida's Sun Coast since 1978. We are located 2 miles north of the Sarasota-Bradenton Airport on US 41.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
So we're looking at some pretty nice conditions out there with the sunshine and a lack of cloud cover. Temperatures have risen nicely. They're at 73 degrees right now, 61-degree dew point. We have a northeast wind, an indication that that frontal zone is moved over us. In fact, it's basically sitting right over us. We'll continue to see that northeast wind maybe shift a little bit more northerly as we get into the later afternoon and into the evening hours, and an increase in wind speeds just a little bit. That's 7 right now, could get up to about 15 as we head into the evening. So the current temperatures across the state, certainly an indication there is some colder air to the north. We've got some 40s currently in the northern tier, 52 in Jacksonville, 54 in Gainesville. Then you get into the 70s and you kind of hold there till you're almost in the 80s in the southern tip of the state. We are just entering into that zone of transition we started this morning where that colder air is starting to filter southward across the region. 73 Wauchula, Arcadia, Mayaca at 71, 70 in Perry, 73 Bradenton, Sarasota at 73, Venice at 71, Northport, you've got 71 as well, and Punta Gorda the same. Now, if you try to find a front, excuse me, excuse me, oftentimes what you'll do is you'll look at where the dry air is, where the dry air is not. Look at where the winds have shifted. And if you look at the kind of dew point structure, which is the measure of how much moisture there is in the air across the state, you know, I mean, you've definitely got some drier air to the north, 50 and almost 50 in Jacksonville. Then you get into the 60s and then down in the southern tip of the state, almost in the 70s. So the gradation of dry air is pretty diffuse and stretched out over the state. It's really hard to find exactly where the front is, except if you look at the wind shifts. You can see that in the southern part of the state, generally the winds are out of the east. You can kind of tell that with these radar echoes. And then to the north, they're a little bit more out of the northeast. So we're in that zone that's in the northeast. So I'm going to say that that front has already entered into our area and headed south. But I'll tell you what, it's almost academic because this is a very diffuse and weak front. It's not going to plummet our temperatures. It's just going to knock them back about 5 degrees to more seasonable temperatures for this time of year, as opposed to the well above average temperatures we have had. Rain showers to the north, but not so much over us. We're going to stay dry. Despite the fact that we're going to get a little bit of cloud cover in here, we're really not going to see much in the way of rain. So if you look across the nation, we've got an onshore flow in the Pacific Northwest creating the rain showers and snow showers there. Got some cold air diving southward out of Canada, producing some frigid temperatures in parts of the northern tier and the northeast, and some lake effect snows where the totals are impressive. I mean, over 5 feet of snow with some of these lake effect showers. And down to the south, we have this kind of weak and diffuse front. So 2 fronts that we're talking about. The cold air diving south is front number 1, and then front number 2 is our weak and diffuse front. Front number 1, the weak and diffuse one, will be through here later today. That northeast wind will continue drawing down that drier, cooler air. Front number 2 will be on its way and headed our way over the weekend, bringing us some significantly colder air, which you'll see in the extended range forecast. So today, sun cloud makes a bit cooler, and then we'll wait for that cold air on the way. We will start to see a little bit more cloud cover overnight, but don't worry, there won't be any rain involved. Winds will also be picking up north-northeast, becoming northeast, becoming north at about 15. And the forecast over the next several days kind of looks like this. For the next several days, some nice warm temperatures, relatively speaking, in the 70s. Yes, it'll be cooler than when we started off the week, but still, that's about average. On Sunday, the next front comes through late in the evening, or starts to come through. We'll have about a 20% chance of showers. It'll still be pleasant. By the pineapple drop in the evening, we'll have a cloudy sky, but temperatures will be about 60 degrees, not too bad. Then on Monday, things change. As the colder air starts to arrive, we'll up our rain chance to about 50%, and we'll drop our temperatures to not even in the 70s. And then over the next several days, that cooler air continues to arrive so that our daytime highs are only in the mid-60s. Back to you, Ray.
All right, thank you, John. Even though it doesn't get that cold here on the Sun Coast, the cooler air can certainly dry out your skin. Doctors say going from cold air outdoors to warm, dry air indoors can certainly affect your skin. Winter weather can be especially hard on the lips, so it's good to have a lip balm with you. And don't forget sunscreen as well. Sunburn happens even in the winter as well.
When we have snow on the ground or ice on the ground, that does reflect a lot of the rays of the sun. And so a good compromise can be to really use a nice moisturizer that also has a built-in SPF if you're going out skiing or doing other winter sports.
Doctors also recommend keeping showers as short as possible. When possible, keeping water as lukewarm and moisturizing afterwards right away. Well, it was a hit 3 years ago at the Van Wezel, and now it is back again on the Sun Coast. Da Vinci and Michelangelo, the Titans Experience. It offers a journey through the Italian Renaissance, and John is here now with the director of the production, Mark Rogers. Guys, take it away.
Thanks very much, Ray. Mark, pleasure to have you in here. Thanks for joining us today.
Buongiorno, buongiorno. Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here.
You know what? I was in Florence on a vacation several years back, and I came across these 2 gentlemen who frequented that area of Italy at the same time. People probably don't realize that, but they were contemporaries, and it was very interesting to think of possibly the 2 greatest, perhaps, painters and sculptors and other artists alive and walking down the same streets.
You know, it's unbelievable when you think about that. And many people don't really realize that they were contemporaries, that they actually brought the best in each other. They were actually, most people don't know this, they were actually fierce competitors, and they actually hated each other. They literally could not stand to be in the same room with each other. Da Vinci was tall and he was handsome, gregarious, and everybody wanted to be associated with Da Vinci. And they said he even sang beautifully. And Michelangelo was small and diminutive, and he actually said during his entire life that he hated the way that he looked.
And yet both of them created the most amazing art and inventions as well, and certainly in Da Vinci's case.
But the thing that most intrigued me most about this is when you dig into their backstory and their back life, how they were brought up, how they viewed themselves in the universe, what they were thinking of when Michelangelo was painting the Last Judgment in the Sistine Chapel.
Amazing.
And that's what we try to bring out in this show.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask you. Kind of an unusual show and a multimedia presentation to get you involved in the lives and the character of the times through the eyes of these two very different gentlemen. How did you decide to create this piece of work?
You know what? We were running the Da Vinci Machines exhibition from Florence, Italy.
Right.
And that was actually here in Bradenton.
Right.
3 years ago. And what happened was the museum in Florence sent me over the Michelangelo exhibition. And then actually, to be honest with you, when we first brought the Michelangelo exhibition here to the United States, it wasn't that popular, or I should say as well received as the Da Vinci exhibition. So I was talking to him one day over in Italy, in Florence, and I said, what are we going to do? And I said, you know what? I said, you know what we're going to do is we're going to combine these two gentlemen. We're going to put them together, Da Vinci and Michelangelo, side by side. There was 10 seconds of silence on the phone. You know what they said to me?
What?
It's never been done before.
You're kidding. That's unbelievable.
I said, what do you mean it's never been done before?
Yeah.
So we got together with this video production house in Denver, Colorado, and we put together movies and animations and codices, and we brought their life story together, and we actually started doing it at the exhibition. And the actual tours itself at the exhibition got so popular, they would call in, because we had like about 4 or 5 docents doing each tour, each day, because I couldn't do every tour. Oh, I love giving tours. And people would call into the exhibit. They say, you know what, we want to come to the exhibit, but there's this kind of crazy guy that we told that we want him to give our tour. And so we literally, the first thing that ever happened to us was we started taking reservations to come to the tour at the exhibition. Oh, so then from there, it kind of exploded.
Well, there was so much material, obviously, with these two great titans of art. It must have been difficult to decide what not to include in the play. This is running for, what, the next 4 days?
4 days, right. But this is where it started happening, because we have a special thing just for the viewers here at ABC7.
Tell us about that.
When we started here 3 years ago, but right before we did the Van Wezel show, we did the interview here with Scott Dennis, and from here on, it's been absolutely, we've been touring the United States. It's been so well received. We just finished our first off-Broadway show at the Triad Theater in Washington, in New York City, 50 steps off Broadway. But I want to bring out, though, just for your viewers here, we have a special rate for you. If there's any remaining seats to any one of the 4 remaining shows, tonight, tomorrow night, 2 on Saturday, if they call in, and you know what, we have a special code for them. You know what the code is?
What is?
Da Vinci.
There you go.
We have the Da Vinci code.
That's funny.
And they call the Manatee, call them on the phone. Call the Manatee, say, well, Da Vinci, hey, Mark was on ABC7 and said, I get 2 for 1. Awesome. So any remaining seats from here, you get 2 for 1 through the weekend, through all 4 shows.
And you got to hurry, because I know tickets are going fast. Thank you so much.
And you're going to join us, I think.
I would love to. What an amazing show, and what an amazing artists these two guys were.
Well, we are so excited to be back here. We are so excited to bring you back here to the Manatee.
Thank you. Well, it's going to be a great show. Really recommend folks go out and see it, right?
Ciao. Ciao.
Thank you both. All right, it's time for lunch. Our guest chef today is Fran Casiato from Muse at the Ringling. Chef Fran, what's on the menu today?
Thanks for having me back. Today we're going to make our acai bowl that's from our brunch menu.
All right, sounds good. That's coming up.
Hi, I'm Chef Bob. Watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up the most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix, pick up the recipe card and all the ingredients.
Attention, Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you getting all the benefits you're entitled to? Did you know there may be money available to lower your medical prescription costs? Call Health Markets and we'll tell you if you qualify.
Hi, I'm Dr. Martin Jeetsi. It's a new Medicare year. That means more changes and more confusion. The key question is, what can you do now to ensure you get the care you need in the coming year?
Call Health Markets today. You may qualify to save money on prescriptions. We'll help you find plans that may cost less, cover more, and could even lower your prescription costs to increase your savings. We help you find all the benefits you're entitled to, and we do it at no cost.
Make sure you have what you need to get the care that's right for you.
Find out if you qualify to receive extra help with your prescriptions. Call the number on the screen now. Representatives are standing by.
If high performance art is what you're into, look no further than Sunset Fiat of Sarasota. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. No matter what your passion is, there's a Fiat for everyone. Prices starting as low as $13,999 during the Big Finish event. Going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
A Suncoast annual holiday tradition is heading towards final show. Our Linda Carson has the nation's longest-running youth circus in today's spotlight.
The Sailor Circus Christmas Show, one of the traditions that makes the holidays on the Suncoast so special. And now Sailor Circus presents its final show for 2017, High Flying Holidays.
It's an annual tradition of more than 70 students ages 8 to 18 that come together to celebrate the holidays circus style. And so you're going to see over 20 different disciplines in the air, on the ground, and it's just pure, wonderful family entertainment.
But it takes a lot of dedication, planning, and hard work to make this show happen, and happen safely.
The kids, they've been practicing for months on the flying trapeze, on the high wire, on the slack rope, tumbling, acrobatics, you name it, these kids do it. Superb juggling act. Very exciting. I mean, these kids are juggling fire, for goodness sake.
14-year-old Jeannie Castro is ready to go.
This show I'll be performing Lyra, which is a hoop that I do tricks on. I will be doing slack rope, which is a rope that I walk on and do tricks, and I'll be doing clowns.
She says it's thrilling to perform for the audience.
I love it. I listen to the audience, and I'm just really hyped and excited the whole time because everyone's giving me compliments and giving me applause.
15-year-old Teresa will also be working for your applause.
I'm doing Roman rings, high wire, and flying trapeze.
She practices her circus skills 5 days a week, so there'll be no problem when she's up there in the spotlight.
I lay down on the wire, and I free walk, which is not using a pole, so it's a little more difficult.
These kids put on an awesome show. They're on the level of professionals, and they're ready to turn pro when they finish high school if they choose to.
Sailor Circus is America's longest-running youth circus. It's a community jewel, and this holiday show is going to encompass a lot of emotion, a lot of feelings about how these kids love to express themselves through the circus arts.
And don't forget to look up. A tremendous show is going on up in the rafters in High Flying Holidays. It's Wednesday the 27th through the 30th, and it truly is the greatest little show on earth. Linda Carson, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Let's go to the kitchen now. John is with Chef Josh Wood from the Muse at the Ringling in Sarasota. Guys?
Good to see you, Josh. Thanks for
Good to be
coming in
back.
today. It's
Thank
a pleasure.
you very much. Always happy to be here.
So what you cooking up for us today?
So we're doing it for the vegans today, John.
Okay, that's
we're doing
something
it for
new.
the
I
vegans.
haven't seen
know.
that.
All the times I've been on this show, we've never done anything vegan. I got an email about it. Now we are.
Okay.
So this is on our brunch menu at Muse on Sundays. It's an acai bowl.
And this is kind of interesting because I have often wondered what acai is. That how you pronounce it? What it tastes like? Because I know I've seen the packages in the grocery store.
At Whole Foods.
At Whole Foods, actually. It's supposed to be super nutritious.
Yeah, a lot of antioxidants.
Superfood.
It actually grows on a palm tree, and it was a byproduct from harvesting hearts of palm until they found out that in like 2004 demand started to increase, and now they actually grow palm trees just for this.
Well, I can smell an intense berry flavor, and
it
I don't
has
know
a
if it's
very
that or the
strong color.
strawberries.
So this is a pretty simple dish. I like to keep things simple on the show so people at home can do them. So step 1, you need to have fresh strawberries. Step 2, you have to have a banana. Reason being, the fiber in the banana will keep your puree together.
Oh.
It's going to be soupy as it is, but without the banana, it won't work. So we're just going to cut it in half.
Didn't know bananas had a lot of fiber in them, so that's interesting to know. Good to know.
So to keep it vegan, we're using almond milk, which you can buy at any store.
Love almond milk.
Just a little bit, not too much, about a half a cup. And now for the
here's the goodness.
That's right. The acai puree will give it that nice dark color. Don't make a mess in your kitchen.
And do you have to puree the berries, or does it come already
So you
pureed?
can buy the puree, you can buy the berries, you can make it. You can buy the dried berries and hydrate them and make them yourself. There's a lot of options you have. All right, we're gonna let this go and let that all get smooth.
Now, does this have a taste?
You want to try it?
Yes,
You
I
tell
would
me.
like to actually.
Get in there. Old Italian grandma
That's
style.
great.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
See, it's not bad.
Yeah.
So
intense, almost like a blackberry.
Right, it's very good. Don't get any on your suit, it won't come out.
Okay.
Now, to keep it vegan, we have a soy-based vanilla yogurt. Now, you can also make this at home if you're a real hardcore kitchen person, or you can buy it at Publix or Whole Foods. So that is step 1. That's almost getting ready. Now at Muse, what we do is we like to add a little bit of texture to it because everything's kind of smooth, as you can see. So what we have here is our agave house-made granola that we roast in the oven for about 10 minutes, and then we just toast some simple shredded coconut to keep it, you know, a little nice flavor. So all we're gonna do here is that, given the difference in the textures, this should sit right on top. Also the color of Muse, if you notice, if you've been to our nice purple restaurant in the ambiance.
It is. It's a beautiful restaurant,
Yeah.
by the way. Yeah, it really is nice.
I bought a shirt just to match it. So this will go in the center, and then you will do your toasted coconut.
Man, I would love this.
Now, if you want to get real fancy, we have some strawberries that I just cut in half. That we'll just set off into the corner like so. And then as the final touch, we'll just take 1 slice of a banana so that all the ingredients are present on the plate.
Now, I know that you're making this for us today as a response to a viewer email who saw you on the show and said, nothing vegan, let's do something vegan. Is this on your menu?
It is. It's on our brunch menu every Sunday.
Awesome.
Every Sunday. So yeah, it's actually been pretty popular once people found out that we have it.
Oh, it just smells so good. I can't even tell you
It's
how good
fresh,
it
it's light, it's healthy, it'll fill you up, it's good for you. And with flu season going around, we all know we need some antioxidants. I've lost
nothing better.
6 staff members so far.
Oh, yeah, antioxidants. A lot of people will tell you, you know, that's the secret to
And I
good
brought
health.
this for you.
Thank you.
So
I'm
you
going
can
to
try
put
it.
it to good use in just a moment. Just a reminder, the recipe for this is on our website, mysuncoast.com, or just head on over to the Muse and check it out in person. Have Josh here make it for you. Happy New Year, sir.
Happy New Year to you. Have a good one.
We'll be right back.
It's time to take a road trip. Alabama's got 100 road trips, and some will take you back in time to the Civil Rights Movement or even the Civil War. You boys play nice now. From Helen Keller to Hamlet. Check out these big guns. We're talking the USS Alabama. Alabama's got 100 road trips. Plan yours at alabama.travel.
Which one you gonna take?
The savings are bigger than ever during the Big Finish event at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Get a brand new Jeep Renegade for as little as $15,999. Find the path to your next great adventure in a new Jeep Compass for just $17,999. Or be one of the first to drive away in a 2018 Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Listen to this important message. If you owe money to the IRS, you will want to hear this. The IRS is cracking down on those who owe back taxes. They send out devastating letters, garnish paychecks, and even put liens on your home or business. You may have heard of it. It's called enforced compliance. Penalties and interest compound daily on your back taxes, putting you under a mountain of debt. Tax 10,000 has years of experience connecting people with tax resolution specialists who will negotiate with the IRS on your behalf. Working through the IRS Fresh Start program, they will handle all the necessary forms and can negotiate a tax settlement with the IRS. It's that simple. And if you qualify, you may end up saving thousands of dollars, finally ending your financial stress. Now is the time for a fresh start. Now is the time to call Tax 10,000. 800-699-3188. That's 800-699-3188. Call now.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
ABC 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you. Watch ABC 7 wherever you are, on our live stream, on mysuncoast.com, on the ABC 7 My Suncoast app, powered by the iAssociates, providing sight for life, featuring traffic maps and live radar, dining with recipes, and My Suncoast Restaurant Guide. Visit mysuncoast.com. Click on the Apps tab to download the ABC 7 My Suncoast app for Apple and Android. Live from our studios on Florida's Suncoast, this is ABC 7 News at noon. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Welcome back. A Sarasota appeals court sided with a judge over the sheriff. The decision concluded the sheriff's office is responsible for providing security at specific court-related facilities and to search citizens entering those facilities for firearms. The order was issued in March, only days after State Senator Greg Steube was stopped when he tried to enter the clerk's office while armed. The sheriff's office removed deputies from 3 Sarasota County locations after that, including 2 clerk of court offices and the Criminal Justice Center in downtown Sarasota. Some relatives of a couple shot and killed in their home last week in Virginia are blaming a Nazi influence. Now a relative says the shooter was their daughter's 17-year-old boyfriend and that the parents had warned their daughter about him. Police think a conflict was the cause of the double murder.
Opened his door and saw Nick and yelled at him to get out of the house and never to come back again. And Nick pulled the gun and shot him.
Now the suspect's condition is critical and is expected to face murder charges. A woman traveling to Cape Coral found gifts on the side of the road on Christmas Eve, and now she's looking for the child those gifts were meant for. Julianne Dell reports.
I'll be sad. I'll be sad.
A child missing several gifts after they were found on the side of the highway on Christmas Eve.
Hi, Andrea.
Hey, the tags on them say to Branson, and they are from Pops and Wendy, Randy, and Jack.
Andrea Reed spotted them while driving south from St. Pete on I-75 near Northport.
And we're like, what was that?
That's when this Good Samaritan swung into action.
We had to go down to another exit and go back around, and we picked up the toys, and they were for a little kid, so I felt really bad.
Those gifts likely fell out of a car or Santa's sleigh.
Unfortunately, the wrapping had come off of some of them just because from sliding on the road.
Without the family noticing.
I just couldn't imagine being that person getting to the house and all excited to give these gifts away, and they're not even there.
Now, Reed is trying to get their attention. Her post on Facebook has been shared more than 200 times so far. People saying they're touched by her good deed.
I think the person is nice because some people would take it and, forget about it.
And hoping the boy will be reunited with the gifts.
Pretty sure he'd be happy to receive if he can get those back.
I know it would probably make those people that were giving the gifts really happy to find them. And then also, kids love getting gifts, and Christmas is really about the kids most of the time anyway. And
well, she says if she doesn't find the boy who deserves the gifts, she'll donate those gifts to charity. Sarasota County is going high-tech to tackle an issue involving school attendance. According to the Herald Tribune, an online attendance dashboard with regularly updated data allows principals, parents, and the public to see how many kids are showing up to school on a daily basis. This dashboard allows school leaders to show parents how their child is doing in comparison to other kids in the district. Officials hope that by getting to the bottom of why kids miss school, they can prevent more absences. Dealing with a true emergency can have an issue with kids. They must know how to learn how to use 911. The first thing they can do is know their location. Here are some tips now. Kids should know their home address and phone number, and when not at home, be able to describe their surroundings as well. Teach them to remain calm and try to answer the questions the operator asks. Do not hang up the phone until the operator says it is okay to do so. Some good tips right there. Venice will host a Champions Parade for the high school football and girls volleyball teams. The parade is planned for 2 p.m. on February 3rd. It starts at Venice High School and winds up at Centennial Park, where a barbecue will be held. Both teams and the school's marching band are expected to take part. And a Manatee High School graduate is going viral for this video at last week's USF Bowl game. Brooks Larkin stole the show with his sideline performance, and now it's all over social media. Big guy doing a split. He's an offensive lineman, 6'3", 315 pounds. This is not something you see every day, and we have an exclusive interview with him later today. You can catch it on our website at mysuncoast.com. Can you still do a split?
Could I ever do a split? I think is the correct question to ask, and
Yes.
the answer would be no.
No, me neither.
No.
I can barely see my toes
Amazing.
anymore.
Yes, exactly right. We have some very pleasant weather for you today. As you look out the door, you'll see plenty of sunshine, although we started off cloudy. The Van Wezel webcam shows the blue skies that came across as dawn broke, and then a little bit of fair weather cloudiness. I will tell you that the clouds will thicken as we head into the overnight hours, but still no rain in the forecast. Temperatures responding to the little bit of daytime heating, up in the low 70s here. Where we are right now in terms of temperature is probably the daytime high in about 2 days on Saturday. So some cooler areas coming our way. A lot of cloud cover to the north, you can see that. All of that is gradually sinking to the south, so we'll get into the clouds later today. We'll probably break out into sunshine again tomorrow. And then Saturday looks like it's going to be just, a really spectacular day. So the forecast for the rest of the afternoon looks like this. About 3 p.m. you'll see a temperature of about 75 under a mix of sun and clouds, clouding up during the overnight, but no rain. And as we head into the midnight hour, temperatures will fall to about 64. So dining al fresco this evening should be just fine, I think. No rain in the forecast, Ray.
We are very lucky, thank you, John. With the Arctic cold up north, meantime, homeless advocates are going to new lengths to help everyone stay warm during these coming months. They're opening so-called warming shelters for the homeless. They house and feed those in need, and on frigid days like today, they're in the business of saving lives. This warming shelter in Massachusetts opened up 43 times last year, and this year they foresee twice that need.
Before we even reach January, we're almost open over half the time that we were last year. Almost all the money that the city gives us is gone, which means we're cutting into the funds that we raise. There's a real danger that we could end up real close.
The warming shelter is being reassessed this week and expects to add more beds for next season. Follow-up now, Alabama's Senate election will be made official today, but Roy Moore refuses to accept that he lost. ABC's Gloria Riviera has the story.
This is the victory Roy Moore just won't accept. His opponent, the Democrat Doug Jones, narrowly beating him to win Alabama's Senate seat.
When the vote is this close, then it's not over.
Overnight, Moore filing a last-minute complaint claiming election fraud. In a statement, the Moore campaign saying, this is not a Republican or Democrat issue, as election integrity should matter to everyone. But Alabama's Secretary of State, a Republican, is denying Moore's request to delay certifying Jones until a thorough investigation can take place. In a statement, the Jones campaign saying, this desperate attempt by Roy Moore to subvert the will of the people will not succeed. The election is over. It's time to move on. The Alabama Senate race was dominated by multiple charges against Moore of sexual misconduct against minors. Beverly Nelson, one of the 8 women to accuse Moore.
He was trying to pull me toward
in between his legs. It was terrible.
Throughout the campaign, Moore denied the allegations, and in his complaint, Moore takes that denial one step further, saying he took a polygraph test that proved his innocence. Doug Jones will be sworn in by Vice President Mike Pence as Alabama's first Democratic senator in 25 years when Congress resumes on January 3rd. Gloria Riviera, ABC News, Washington.
For the latest on local and breaking news, you can download the updated version of our app. iPhone users need to go to the App Store and re-download the app. Just search for WWSB or My Suncoast. If you feel lucky, you might want to buy a lottery ticket. The Powerball jackpot has jumped to $384 million after no winners in last night's drawing. A ticket worth just $2 million was sold in Georgia. The odds of winning the Powerball drawing are 1 in 292 million. The next Powerball drawing is Saturday night. Meantime, several people who played the South Carolina lottery on Christmas Day say they won, but the state is not letting them cash in their prize because of a problem. On the South Carolina Education Lottery website, an alert showed the holiday cash add a play was suspended for sales and validations. A message revealed a programming error caused an issue. The players who bought a ticket are advised to hold on to it until a review is completed.
The best resolution would be to pay the people that have won on their tickets, because we took that risk and we took that chance of winning or losing. And to turn around and say that they're all losers is not a good thing.
South Carolina lottery officials say an announcement will be made at the end of the week. Barefoot on the Beach at Nokomis Beach Plaza is back this winter. Formerly known as the Barefoot Beach Bazaar, the event has been revamped and moved to a new time. In 2018, the event will be from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. the second Saturday of January, February, and March at Nokomis Beach Plaza. It is free, open to the public, and will feature vendors, artisans, and have a different theme for each month. Still to come on your Suncoast News, this woman and her neighbors finally got sick and tired of getting their packages stolen, so they decided to get back at the thieves. The stinky surprise the thieves received when we come back.
During the past 10 years, Tidewell Hospice volunteers have provided more than 1 million hours of service. They sit with patients, giving caregivers a break. They work in offices. They take their furry friends on pet therapy visits. They even clown around. Every task performed by a volunteer makes a difference in the lives of our patients and their families. Join Tidewell's volunteer team. They're truly 1 in a million. Tidewell Hospice. It's more than you think.
If high performance art is what you're into, look no further than Sunset Fiat of Sarasota. For maximum performance, check out the all-new Fiat Spider. You'll flip over the superior handling and capability. Or follow roads less traveled in the Fiat 500X. No matter what your passion is, there's a Fiat for everyone. Prices starting as low as $13,999 during the Big Finish event. Going on now at Sunset Fiat of Sarasota.
This is an important medical announcement. Bard IVC filters have been linked to punctured veins and problems with migration. Anyone who's received a Bard IVC filter must receive medical monitoring and may be entitled to substantial compensation. If you have the Bard Recovery G2 or G2 Express filter, you are in a class of patients who should be compensated for some expenses. Call now for a free assessment of your case and potential money damages. This call is confidential. There's no cost and you may be eligible. Juries have awarded millions of dollars to people who should have been warned about the risks of the Bard IVC filters. Call the IVC Filter Hotline if you or a loved one has received an IVC filter and experienced a vein puncture or required medical monitoring. You must call now.
Call 800-329-3089. 800-329-3089.
ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. Now your ABC 7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
started off the morning just a little bit warmer than we were 24 hours ago in the upper 60s. And now we are seeing temperatures that are a little cooler than they were 24 hours ago. 73 degrees the air temperature. Dew point is at 61. We're in the middle of a frontal passage. Now, a front is not a solid line like we mark it on our maps as a blue line. It's not like that. It's a zone of transition, sometimes 50, 60 miles wide, that has a lowering of dew points slowly and a shift in winds slowly and a lowering of temperatures or a warming of temperatures depending if it's a warm or cold front. This cold front is basically sinking southward, located between about the Big Bend region, maybe up toward areas of Gainesville, probably a little below that near Ocala, and right through our area. And that whole zone is sinking south, and we'll start to see a more unified temperature across the central part of the state of Florida as that zone sinks southward. Right now, we're just on the leading edge of it, so there are temperatures in the 60s around our area. Just a little bit to the north of us, temperatures are in the 50s. We'll see those become a little bit more flat and averaged out as we head into tomorrow. Not much in the way of any rainfall. You saw the rain to the north of us. That's pretty much where it's going to stay. The energy aloft that's helping produce these shallow showers is located to the north of us, so we're not going to see a whole lot of action around here in terms of that. We have two areas of disturbed weather across the country. One located to the north is an area of very cold air, and then one over us is our frontal boundary. The one to the north will be sinking southward with time. The one over us will be basically just washing away with time. I think tomorrow we'll see a lot more sunshine than we'll see in the second half of today. Later this evening into the overnight, we're going to cloud up once again, and then tomorrow we're going to clear out. An area of low pressure out in the Atlantic will build. That'll help direct our winds more out of the north a little bit later on, and we'll wait for that next front to arrive on Sunday night into Monday. That's the one that's going to produce rainfall and also have a pretty good chance of drawing down some significantly cooler air. We may see some 30s in parts of north central Florida, and certainly in our area inland, I'll bet we'll see widespread 40s for nighttime lows, daytime highs struggling to get into the 60s. That's a big difference from what we've been used to. Sun cloud mix a bit cooler today by a few degrees, and then that colder air back to the north and west of us is on the march. So we'll watch the futurecast put into motion. You'll see a few fair weather clouds in our area and some sunshine. And then the clouds begin to sink southward overnight. And then we clear out. Saturday looks like it's going to be just a fine day. Temperatures hovering around the 70-degree mark, 72-degree mark, something like that for daytime highs. There's the snowfall that's currently in place across the United States, and it's significant. Half the United States has some snow on the ground. So as the cold air to the north of us sinks southward, it's really not going to modify all that much. Watch these violets of colder air kind of starting to sink southward. Over the snow, it's not going to warm up much, so we get our temperatures falling as we head into the first day of the new year, particularly later on into the first week of the new year. Northeast wind at about 15 this evening and overnight, strengthening as that low pressure does out in the Atlantic. And on Sunday, we'll watch things cloud up. A slight chance of some maybe patchy drizzle during the overnight, particularly toward dawn. And then the first day of the new year will feature rain showers and cooler temperatures. And then the week ahead looks like it is going to be pretty chilly, Ray.
Yeah, tough start to the new year. Thank you, John. The holiday gifts that you plan to return have a good chance of winding up in a landfill. Returned merchandise adds about 5 billion pounds of trash to landfills every year. That's according to Optoro, a firm that helps retailers manage returns. Americans return about $380 billion worth of goods every year, $90 billion during the holiday season. The company estimates that only half the returns make their way back to the shelves. The others are often damaged or their boxes are open, so they wind up being resold to secondary retailers or just thrown away. Great story here. If they steal it, they deserve it. That's what one California neighborhood decided about male thieves who they've tricked into picking up cat poop. Yeah, those surveillance cameras have caught thieves 6 times in the last 3 months. So one neighbor took matters into her own litter scoop and left a special gift courtesy of her cat and her neighbors are doing the same thing now. She says having packages stolen has become very frustrating.
A little notification from the sender saying delivered. I run downstairs to be like, oh, where's the package? And it was gone. And I was checking my video, and I would just see like random people stopping in front of my house, grabbing the packages and running away.
She says police couldn't do much about it other than suggest she have her mail sent elsewhere or picked up from the post office. Consumer news now. The business group The Conference Board says consumer confidence remains near a 17-year high in this country. The group says a strong job market, the stock market rally, and the Republican tax legislation packages are fueling the confidence. The last time consumer confidence was this high was back in 2001. It hit rock bottom during the recession back in 2009. A transgender woman who works for Sam's Club is filing a lawsuit against her employers for alleged harassment by her co-workers. The federal lawsuit seeks monetary damages and back pay, as well as a court order that Sam's train its employees to prevent future harassment of transgender workers. Charlene Boast said she faced gender-based slurs and other harassment from fellow employees and managers at this North Carolina store after she began to transition to a woman. She said she was wrongfully fired in 2015 in retaliation for complaints about her treatment. Still to come on your Suncoast News, a list of the 5 most overpaid actors in 2017. And is the seaweed always greener in somebody else's lake? One lucky Florida girl hopes to find out. We'll tell you where you can audition as well to be a real-life mermaid.
It's time to take a road trip.
Huntsville is a must-see destination. Is this your stop?
Roger.
Marvel at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center. Wow. Step into the past at Alabama Constitution Village. All aboard! The golf is stellar, and even the food is out of this world in the Rocket City. Alabama has a road trip with your name on it.
Which one you gonna take?
You can do something about a crime, any crime, and you can receive a reward of up to $3,000 cash. Call Crime Stoppers with information about criminal activity, unsolved crimes, drug dealers, fugitive criminals, stolen property, illegal weapons. Call 366-TIPS. You will remain anonymous. Visit SarasotaCrimeStoppers.com. Download the Crime Stoppers P3 mobile app from the Apple iTunes Store or Google Play. Call Crime Stoppers 366-TIPS. Paid for by the Attorney General's Office, Crime Stoppers Trust Fund.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost, shipped directly to your home for free. These medical-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, arthritis, spinal disorders, and other chronic back problems. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork for free, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Don't let chronic lower back pain slow you down. Get moving and stay active with a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare at little to no cost. We also accept Blue Cross Blue Shield, United Healthcare, Aetna, Humana, and other insurance. Will you qualify for a medical-grade back brace covered by Medicare? Find out for free.
Call Back Brace America at 1-800-715-0835. That's 1-800-715-0835, 1-800-715-0835.
Attention blood thinner users. Thousands of blood thinner users may have been exposed to serious risk by these dangerous medications. If your loved one took Xarelto or Pradaxa and suffered serious internal bleeding, call right now. Call Nightline Legal to speak with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. If we don't win, there is no fee. There are time deadlines to file a claim, so don't wait. Call right now.
Call 1-800-554-3987. Again, that's 1-800-554-3987.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. Our promise means a new car you'll love. If not, return it for one you do. At Sarasota Ford, we promise live market pricing. We monitor national pricing on our entire inventory, so you get the best deal. In fact, we guarantee it. Bring us any competitor's ad, and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. ABC 7's own Chef Judy serves up her favorite recipes, cooking tips and trends, dining blogs, step-by-step videos, and Suncoast Restaurant Guide. You'll find it all at mysuncoast.com/dining.
Entertainment news now. Chance the Rapper tops this year's list of celebrities gone good. The tally by the global nonprofit DoSomething.org recognizes celebrities who use their platforms to raise awareness for good causes and help affect social change. Singers top the list with Ariana Grande and Rihanna at number 3. A Florida state park is looking for new mermaids, or at least humans who can pretend to be mermaids. The Tampa Bay Times reports Weeki Wachee Springs State Park will hold auditions January 13th for its world-famous Mermaid Squad. There are currently 17 performing mermaids and 3 princes. The Weeki Wachee mermaids perform underwater year-round in 72-degree spring water from the head of the Weeki Wachee River. The show began in 1947. Not with her, though. Mark Wahlberg leads Forbes magazine's list of most overpaid actors of 2017. The Patriots Day and Deepwater Horizon star raked in $68 million in pre-tax dollars for this year. Yet for every buck he earned, his movies took in just $4.40. Christian Bale came in second, followed by Channing Tatum, Denzel Washington, and Brad Pitt, all the top 5 most overpaid actors of 2017. It's good to hold them responsible for how much they did bring in for their movies.
I guess, but if they can get it, why not?
Well, I don't blame them at all.
I'm surprised Deepwater Horizon didn't do better. I mean, it's.
I know. I like those true stories.
I know. And I thought it was a really interesting movie.
Did you see it?
Yeah, I did. I liked it.
Have a great Thursday afternoon. We'll see you tomorrow morning on Good Morning Suncoast.